Have you ever heard someone say, "Men never listen," or "women talk too much"? These kinds of stereotypes are everywhere, but how much truth is really behind them? Today, let's explore gender and interpersonal communication, where the stereotypes come from, what research actually says, and why understanding these differences matters in our everyday lives. Before we dive into examples, let's clear up an important distinction. Gender and sex are not the same thing. Biological sex refers to physical characteristics. Gender, on the other hand, is shaped by identity, culture, and social roles. So when we talk about differences in communication, we're not talking about biology as much as we're talking about cultural expectations. Keep this in mind. When I say men or women in this video, I'm describing patterns, not absolute rules. Now let's tackle one of the most common stereotypes, the idea that women talk more than men. You've probably heard this joke before, but research shows that, on average, men and women speak about the same number of words per day. So where does the stereotype come from? The real difference often lies in style. Women are often socialized to use rapport talk. That's conversation meant to build connection, like sharing feelings or asking questions. Men, on the other hand, often lean toward report talk, communication focused on facts, solutions, or even status. Think about the sitcom Friends. Rachel and Monica often have long conversations about relationships and emotions, classic rapport talk. Meanwhile, Joey and Chandler tend to joke, share quick stories, or talk about concrete problems, closer to report talk. Neither is better or worse. They're just different styles shaped by expectation. This leads us naturally to listening. Another stereotype is that women are better listeners. And here's the thing, sometimes it looks that way. Women are more likely to nod, smile, and give verbal cues like, uh-huh. Men might listen just as carefully, but give fewer signals, so it looks like they're checked out. This is often why one person says, "Are you even listening to me?" when the other person really is. It's just a clash of communication styles. Let's shift to nonverbal communication. Gender norms often shape how people use body language. Women are often encouraged to smile more, use expressive gestures, or maintain closer eye contact. Men may be encouraged to take up more space, use larger gestures, or limit eye contact to project authority. Think about political candidates. Female candidates are often judged heavily on their expressions and warmth, while male candidates are judged more on authority or confidence. The same behavior can be interpreted completely differently depending on gender. Now let's talk about conflict. Men are stereotypically seen as more direct and even confrontational. Women are often socialized to maintain harmony and may avoid open conflict. But remember, these are tendencies, not fixed rules. Plenty of women are direct, and plenty of men avoid confrontation. If you've watched Grey's Anatomy, you might notice this contrast. Meredith often deals with conflict through emotional dialogue and negotiation, while Derek tends to be more solution-driven. Both styles can work. They're just different approaches. At this point, it's really important to step back. Yes, we can notice patterns, but not every man or woman fits these patterns. Leaning too hard on stereotypes risks misunderstanding people, or even boxing them in, limiting how they express themselves. So, why should we care about all this? Understanding gender and communication isn't about dividing people into categories. It's about recognizing that people may communicate differently, being open to those differences, and avoiding misinterpretations. When we acknowledge communication styles without judgment, we create more inclusive and respectful spaces, whether that's in friendships, at work, or in larger society. So let's recap. Gender does influence communication, but not always in the ways stereotypes suggest. Women and men may often use different strategies, rapport talk, report talk, different listening cues, or conflict approaches, but at the end of the day, we're all simply trying to connect. So next time you hear yourself saying, "Men never" or "women always," pause. Remember, communication is about people, not categories. The better we understand each other, the stronger our connections will be,